Now, with no hesitation, I'd like to welcome to the microphone the wonderful acting principal of our college, Gary Velleman.
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you very much. Councillor Hines Kutz, Mayor of City of Boroondara, Josh Frydenberg, MP, former Bialik student, member for Keong, David Southwick, MP, member for Caulfield, students and colleagues, both past and present, parents, grandparents and friends, a warm welcome to Bialik College. Today, our celebration day presents an ideal opportunity to reflect on 70 years of achievements, pause to appreciate where we are today as a school, and look forward to a future that, though different in many ways, has as its fundamental tenet the welfare, care and growth of its students. In Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers, a question is posed. Ezehu Chacham, who is a wise person? One response or interpretation is Halamed Mikol Adam, a person able to learn from all other human beings. Obviously, in the business of teaching and learning, this is a critical notion, that there is much to be gained from the interactions and experiences shared with others. A second interpretation is Haroeh et Hanolad, one who sees the results of his actions. This resonates particularly at an event such as this is where we can pay homage to the courage, vision and determination of those who came before us to create, consolidate and build what at some point over 70 years ago was simply a dream. It is wonderful to have so many people here today to bear witness to the result of their actions. At every point of its 70-year journey, Bialik College has always appreciated that the notions of learning, knowledge and understanding are reframed constantly. We're always evolving and adapting, just like our students. And throughout the college's long and proud history, we have been deeply committed to the belief that our young are best raised by a community approach. The partnership between parents, teachers and students remains central to our collective sense of purpose. With that sense of continuity and legacy, back in 1968, the fledgling Parents Association launched a successful fundraiser with the cookbook, I Love to Eat Jewish. In 2012, in honour of our anniversary celebrations, this beautiful cookbook has been reprinted with its original recipes, but with two additions. Firstly, for those of us raised during the metric era, you'll be happy to know there is an imperial metric conversion page. And secondly, a lovely photograph taken recently of many of the original group of ladies who were involved in the production, compilation and selling of the cookbook back in 1968. Here's the advert. I Love to Eat Jewish is available at the main reception at the 1968 price of $15 each. And I'd like to invite on the stage Graham Goldsmith, President of the Parent Association, to present a gift of the latest edition of the cookbook to those ladies from the original team who are here with us today. For those ladies unable to attend, the school will be forwarding a copy to them. So I'll invite Graham up first, please. Juliette Alexander. Sarah Epstein. Saba Feniger. Peppy. Irene and Isabel, are you coming up to collect on behalf of your grandmother? Anita Glickman. Roma Korsman, Sarah Newhouse, Jean Pratt, Noga Shub, Vivian Spiegel, I think, have I left anyone off? Anyone? No. I've just been told that the late Sandra Bartos, who had a long association with the school, did the original front cover, so thank you for bringing that to my attention. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy revisiting that cookbook. The college president, Graham Goldsmith, has had an active involvement in the school for more years than he cares to remember, and it is with great pleasure that I invite Graham onto the stage to address you this afternoon. Thanks, Graham.
Well, thank you very much, Gary, and I would like to take this opportunity to publicly thank you for the role that you've undertaken as acting principal over the last 9 months. Thank you. Gather courage, step with determination. The country needs you. Lend a hand. From the hills to the seas, there has arisen a new generation, which is giving us light and hope. O sons of the Maccabeans, throw out your new light. O sons of the Maccabeans. These are the words of the Chaim Nachman Bialik poem, Dechu Oz, from which we draw our motto, step forth with courage, Dechuna Oz. The poem talks of courage and determination and a new generation giving us light and hope. Sentiments focused on the education of new generations of children. Councillor Heinz Cruz, Mayor of the City of Boroondara, Josh Frydenberg, MP Member for Kooyong, David Southwick, MP Member for Caulfield, friends, students, staff, parents, grandparents and donors, welcome to Bialik College and thank you for joining us on our celebration day, celebrating our first 70 years and looking forward to the future. Unfortunately, Ambassador of Israel Yuval Rotem is unable to be with us this afternoon, but has sent us a message noting the milestone and has asked us to pass on best wishes of both the Ambassador and the Embassy. I particularly want to welcome at this point Israel Kippen, Life Governor of the College and President of the School Council for 17 years from 1966. With his late wife Laura, Israel was the founder of many of our communal organisations in Melbourne. Shmuel Rosenkrantz, community stalwart, and also with his late wife Betty, founder of many of our communal organisations. And Sam and Minnie Smorgan, for whom this campus is named. Jeffrey Mayamoff, the second and only other Life Governor of the College and President for 16 years, is unable to be with us today due to his recovering from an operation. His wife Helen is here, and Helen, I ask you to please pass on our best wishes to Jeffrey. It gives me great pleasure to also particularly welcome past principals of Bialik. Pixie Ernest, our first school principal at Shakespeare Grove, who has travelled from Israel to be with us today. Ezekiel Mayeri, principal from 1974 to 78. David Goldsmith, principal from 1979 to 83. And our longest serving principal, Jenya Janova, principal from 1989 to 2008. To all of you, both lay and professional leaders, whose vision, passion and commitment is part of our celebration today, thank you. The only reason we are in fact here is because of the vision, passion and commitment of our founders and supporters who saw the need and desirability for the establishment of Bialik over 70 years ago. When the Bialik Hebrew School and Kindergarten opened in Drummond Street, Carlton in 1942, it is hard to think that the vision of those founders would have been so clearly validated through what you see at Bialik College today. Whilst there is clearly a physical element to an institution, and I take this opportunity to pay tribute to the college's architect for over 20 years, Ron Unger, the essence of an institution such as this is what happens in terms of the interactions between students, staff and parents, and the intellectual development of all as lifelong learners and thinkers. I want to share briefly some sentiments of last year's graduating class at their graduation ceremony. Today is the day. Everything we've accomplished, everything we've been through, the joy, the pain and friendships we have made have led us to this moment. 15 years ago we walked into this school, 74 children who were willing to do anything to get out. And tonight, as we stand here for the final time together, many of us would do anything to stay. The statement brings to my mind images that we strive for at Bialik: a community, a second home, somewhere safe. Our Year 12s also expressed gratitude for our teaching staff, not only their VCE teachers, but also those whom they've encountered through the years. To our teachers, we can do nothing but give you our appreciation and gratitude. You have been more than lifesavers and more than just teachers. You cannot comprehend how much you mean to us. Here then, for me, some further images. Committed and inspiring staff, a serious place of teaching and learning. And I think these words speak volumes for what our young adults leaving us for the next stage in their lives take from their experience at Bialik. It is an experience the college will continue to strive to deliver for the students entrusted to its care. There are three key elements to Bialik's mission statement. Firstly, being a cross-communal Jewish Zionist school, indicating our inclusiveness to families from all streams of Judaism. Secondly, commitment to pursuing educational excellence in an enriching, innovative and nurturing environment. And thirdly, striving to empower our students with knowledge, skills and values so that they can achieve their potential and contribute to both the Australian and Jewish communities. These are the principles on which the college has been built and which we reaffirm today. We live in a world that is changing every day, whether it be communications, whether it be community attitudes, whether it be what jobs are available for our children to pursue. Education is evolving to embrace this world, and at Bialik we continue to strive to adapt whilst at the same time teaching our children the importance of our history and traditions and a love of Australia and Israel. Parents, and I'm aware grandparents, make a significant decision and commitment to send their children to Bialik. The college appreciates this. I would like to take this opportunity to publicly acknowledge the college's many donors who have given Bialik financial support, whether currently, recently or in the past. You will see many of their names as you wander around the school, or in the names of our various scholarships and bursaries, or some programs. A number of these donors are here today and retain their association with the college due to their involvement as parents or grandparents, or are people simply passionate about what Bialik means and can achieve. We sincerely acknowledge and thank you for your dedication to education and Bialik through your generosity. Since we have last met as a community in this sort of function, the school has opened its new library and resource centre, Kikar Bialik or Bialik Square, and the renovated canteen, now known as the Shuk. Aside from the government contribution towards the library, I would like to acknowledge major donors to the library, the Burston family, Gideon Gunn and family, and Leah and David Freilich. The bust of Chaim Nachman Bialik and the beautiful water feature in Kikar Bialik were inspired and donated by Richard Melzak in memory of his siblings who perished in the Holocaust. And the Kutner family were major donors to the canteen refurbishment. We've also recently had dedicated a stained glass installation by Ginny and Paul Grinwald in memory of their son Shimon. Thank you all. I also want to take this opportunity to thank a group of people who have been instrumental in putting today's events together. The volunteers of the archive group who have met on Wednesdays since mid-March, working assiduously on collating our archives. Students and staff that have embraced this event and have participated or will participate on stage or have contributed to the displays and exhibition itself. Curator and historian Sarah Rood and her assistant Lucy, who have provided immense assistance, and Rebecca Forgast, Director of the Jewish Museum of Australia, whose team has provided excellent assistance from their historical materials. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to look at the exhibition in the library. It's really a fascinating history of the school. And also to our Communications and Development Manager, Hayley Meyerson, and her team for coordinating everything, and volunteers and council members Kate Beaconsfield and Monique Gasper, who have led committees who have spent many, many hours helping to organise this event. I am humbled to be following in the footsteps of our founders and visionaries, and together with a wonderfully united and committed council, look forward to the next stage of the school's progress and to formally welcoming and supporting our new principal, Jeremy Stowe-Lindmer. Jeremy, no stranger to Melbourne, as his wife Adele hails from Kew, and he has visited many times, is finishing up as the head teacher of the Jewish Community Secondary School in London in the next few weeks, and will then be moving to Melbourne with his family and taking up his position in September. Under Jeremy's leadership, JCOS has quickly earned a very strong reputation within the UK and international Jewish community. His background is as a teacher of history, politics and religious education, and his qualifications include an honours degree in history, an MBA in educational management, certificate of education and the professional qualification for principalship in the UK. We are delighted that he's here with us on this occasion and is spending time in school this week getting to know staff and students. Ladies and gentlemen, students, please welcome Jeremy Stowe-Lindmer.
Thank you. Friends, students, colleagues, parents, grandparents, mayor, members of parliament, Chaim Nachman Bialik was a poet, and poetry reflects back on what we know, where we have been, who we are, and how we have come to where we are today. Poetry encourages us to better ourselves, to reflect, to learn, to analyse, consider, support, and to love. And what better occasion can there be to embrace this than the 70th anniversary of Bialik College, a time to reflect on our past and celebrate our future. It is a privilege to be speaking to you today at this 70th anniversary, celebrating our future. And I speak to you as the principal of a very successful Jewish school in England and the incoming principal of Bialik College, a vibrant institution that is a beacon of light throughout the world for nurturing young people to be the best that they can be. Mention good people who seek to have a positive impact on the world around them and who are supported to excel in so many different fields in a first-class environment that infuses family and community values. I first came to Bialik nearly 8 years ago, and I had the privilege of being shown round by the wonderful then principal Genia Janova. And I walked out of the building with a spring in my step. There is something very special about this school, about its students, its teachers, everyone who works here, and you walk in and you feel as though you're coming home. Chaim Nachman Bialik was a Zionist visionary who led the way in establishing Israel as the beautiful Jewish homeland that it is today. And one of the ways he did this was not just through the words of his poetry, but by switching from Yiddish to Hebrew, and by helping to establish the Hebrew language as the common language of the Jewish people in Israel. He went against the status quo, and he challenged the norm. And that is what Bialik does so well. The Early Learning Centre is a trailblazer for both Reggio Emilia in Australia, as well as a child-centred place of wonder for the youngest in our community. This is the only Jewish day school in Australia that sends its entire year level to Israel. This is a school which nurtures leadership and leadership development. All of Year 5, not just the eloquent and confident ones, join the annual leadership conference. Year 10s run their own leadership lessons with primary students, and Year 11 and 12s join a community service program. This is a school that hugs Hillel's verse, "If I am only for myself, what am I?" But at the same time, this is a school that's realistic. Hillel also said, "If I am not for myself, who will be?" And we prepare students at Bialik for outstanding academic outcomes, spectacular results, consistently placed in the top 5 schools in the state. And this is a school that requires no academic test of entry. This school embraces children from the whole mosaic of the Jewish community, regardless of ability or affiliation. This is a cross-communal school, which sees the Jewish community as one that is varied, with different practices and beliefs, but which nurtures students to be strong in their own values and to see difference as healthy and positive and good. This is a school that my family and I are thrilled to be joining because its values sit so comfortably with our own. I often tell the story of my grandmother, Faye, Zeichel Avracha. She was born in the UK, the child of 19th century immigrants to Northern England, and a graduate of British schooling that didn't make it easy for young Jews, and especially young Jewish women, and a graduate of the synagogue Sunday school system that should have made it easy. She was a wonderful woman, religious, Shabbat observant. She attended shiurim, ate only kosher food, she prayed to herself, and in her 90s we saw her reading the Siddur, the prayer book, the wrong way round. And we discovered that it wasn't because of her failing eyesight, it was because she couldn't read Hebrew. At Bialik, students choose whether or not to hold the prayer book, but when they do, they hold it the right way round, grounded in skills and values necessary for their contribution to the Jewish community and their Jewish family. This is a great school. Sir Isaac Newton, you'll forgive me for quoting from some Brits, but Sir Isaac Newton said that if I have seen further than others have seen before me, it is because I am standing on the shoulders of giants. And we are indeed standing on the shoulders of giants today. This is a celebration not simply of current achievements, incredible though they are. This is an acknowledgement of the hard work, grit, determination, vision and values of those who in the past made us who we are today. W.H. Auden, another British contemporary of Bialik, said, "You owe it to all of us to get on with what you're good at." These giants whose shoulders we stand on, they did just that. They got on with what they're good at, supporting this great school, leading this great school, teaching in this great school. I'm not going to name giants, there are too many to mention, but our current reality is as a result of the vision and values and what they did. From Bialik's foundation in 1942, to the decision in 1958 to transform itself to a day school, to the 1963 move to Hawthorne, I hope I get these dates right, to the expansion into years 7 and 8 in 1970, the move to the campus in 1981, the expansion to VCE from 1988 to 90, expansions again in 94 and 96, the introduction of the groundbreaking Reggio Emilia kindergarten in 99, the partnership from Harvard from 2005, so many other recent additions to this beautiful school, and the most recent development, the creation of a library or learning resource centre, which is, without doubt, one of the most advanced of its kind in Australia. These are all the actions of giants, supported by giants in the wider community, many of whom we have the privilege of being with at this celebration today, and on whose shoulders we proudly stand. Bialik is a family. Families have people who have different roles, and the quiet ones, the ones who bring food round to the ill and the bereaved, the ones who make up a minyan in shul, the ones who lend a hand, they're as important as the ones who change the world. Bialik graduates of today have so much in common with the Bialik graduates of yesterday. And I look at the young people gathered here today, and I look at you in wonder. You will all have the opportunities to go on to great universities. Some of you will be doctors or barristers, others will be teachers or politicians, some of you will excel in music, others in sport. Some of you will write great books of literature and learning, and others will program the computers of the future. Some of you will change the world, and some of you will change your families and communities. But I say to you also, the Bialik graduates who are just as important, who are just as valued, and who are just as essential, are those who may never get mentioned in the newspapers or the news. They are those who just go about their lives as decent human beings, mention, who see sadness and want to bring happiness, and who see poverty and want to bring comfort. They are those who do the right thing, not just the popular thing. Students, there are wonderful opportunities for you here. You are in a truly wonderful school. Please make the most of it by learning from Bialik. Chaim Nachman Bialik, the game changer. Bialik, who helped establish a new language. Bialik, who could have remained a wonder of the grown-up world of literature, but chose to also write 70 works for children. Be the best that you can be, in the classroom, the sports field, the examination hall, but most importantly, in the eyes of others. The school motto is Dirchuna Oz, step forth with courage. Being a mensch is often the harder path, the less instantly gratuitous path, the less popular path. But being a mensch is the courageous path, and that is what this school is all about. That is what these giants who we are celebrating here today have worked so hard to develop. So on the 70th anniversary of Bialik College, we raise our glasses to the past, and we raise our glasses to you, our present, and we know that our future is only as good as you are. L'chaim to life, to the giants of our past, present, and future, and thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Graham. Last year, two of our talented Year 12 students, Sam Blashke and Jess Newman, collaborated to compose the music and lyrics for a Bialik school song, together with Yael Glick, who ably assisted with the Hebrew. To quote Jess, this anthem was written in order to encapsulate the warmth, determination, passion and pride of the Bialik community. With the superb backing of Mark Tinstra and other members of the music department, I am proud to invite the school choir onto the stage to officially launch the Bialik College school song, Stepping Forth.
Minds are open. once again to Jess Newman and to Sam Blashke who wrote Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal part of today. I invite you all who haven't been yet to go and have a look in the library at the exhibition, and thank you all for coming today. Thank you very much.